Hello, this is the new and improved Extraordinary G-Man, because my opinion is just that interesting, and welcome to the Soapbox. Just got back from seeing Prisoners with Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman. And I was really blown away by this movie. It sounds kind of strange saying it, but I've really never seen anything like this, even though a plot like this isn't necessarily the most original. The idea of a family man having a child getting kidnapped. And the way it handled the story and the way it juggled things was very interesting. It had a lot of time spent delving into gray areas about morality and even a little bit of spirituality thrown in. What really made this movie was just the powerful performances by Hugh Jackman. He's able to go from being this really incredibly tender and caring father to going nuts and being really passionately angry when he needs to be. And it doesn't seem unexpected, it's completely plausible. You learn a lot about this character, where he came from, his mentality, some things that might be below the surface that are never... It doesn't hit you over the head with it or act as a distraction. Jake Gyllenhaal is great too. I love Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's a really interesting character because he becomes really engrossed in this case, trying to find these two girls, to the point where he almost becomes as passionate about it as the father does. All the performances in this are really dead on and strong. I can never remember the name of the actor who plays the first suspect they get in this case. He's been in Little Miss Sunshine, he was in There Were Blood. I can never for the life of me remember his name, but he's a great actor, and he's great in this because he plays a kid that kind of has a lot of mental problems, and he's very soft-spoken, and he's kind of creepy. The mood of this movie is also really interesting. It reminded me kind of like Winter's Bone, except, interesting. And it kind of reminded me a little bit of a Coen Brothers movie. There's not a whole lot of score. It's very somber. It's very bleak. It takes place in the middle of, not necessarily the middle of winter. I might be more used to Michigan winter, where when we get winter, we get, 10 feet of snow every day, and then the next day will be short weather. But it's in the middle of winter, so you kind of get this chilling effect. It spends the first couple of minutes, a big chunk of the movie, at Thanksgiving, setting things up. You get to know the characters, you get to know these little kids before everything, goes to hell. So you get a strong connection for the movie. So the movie's really good at setting up the characters, setting up events, and you really are going to be hard-pressed to figure out where things are going, because they throw a lot at you. There's a lot of red herrings in the plot. There's a lot of things that keep you distracted from the resolution, from what actually ends up happening. So that really keeps it exciting. This is a very powerful movie. There's a lot of, like I mentioned, great performances. It really tugs at you with this drama and this horrible situation they're going through. The levels that Hugh Jackman's character and all these characters in general are willing to go through to get these kids back. It's hard to watch sometimes, but you can understand, if not sympathize, with what they're doing, because it's really fascinating watching certain characters, well, at least the main characters, transition from the protagonist, even though the other protagonists, their methods being dubious. So it really explores the idea of what would you do to get back somebody you cared about, and what are you willing to give. I highly recommend it. Definitely go see it. It's something that's really going to stick with you. It's something that's really going to affect you. And if you like a good drama, if you like a good thriller, definitely check it out. This is the Extraordinary G-Man of EAP signing out. I will see you next time.